Oh yeah, Daytona, specifically the Daytona 500, which William Byron was the one who got it done at that race, which he also did 40 years to the day after Hendrick Motorsports ran their first race in 1984. After a restart on lap 197 of 200, Byron got to the start-finish line and took the white flag just a little bit before NASCAR put out the fifth caution of the race, as Ross Chastain was sliding through the infield grass after contact with Austin Cindric's Ford. Alex Bowman wasn't far behind Byron, as he finished second behind Byron once the caution came out. As a result of this finish, Team Hendrick was 1-2. It was also their first win in the Great American Race since Dale Earnhardt Jr. did it in 2014. It was also the first 1-2 finish for Hendrick in the 500 since Jimmy Johnson held off Jr. the year before in 2013. The win was also the ninth for Hendrick, which tied Petty Enterprises for the most in the history of the Great American Race. The race was supposed to be run on Sunday, but moved to Monday instead because there was a lot of rain. Here's Byron talking about how it sounds to be called Daytona 500 champion and more, courtesy of Fox.
It sounds really damn good. It's just thanks to an awesome crowd coming out. I have so many emotions. Obviously, hate what happened on the backstretch. I just got pushed and got sideways, but just so proud of this team. Whole Exalta team, 40th anniversary to the day on Monday. So just extremely blessed and thankful for all the opportunities. And we just want to keep it going. We have a lot to prove this year, and this is a good start, obviously. And Daytona 500, it's freaking awesome. Let's go.
Byron was also asked on what the difference was in him winning the Daytona 500 this time after not having a top 10 finish before in this race, and more, also courtesy of Fox.
I don't know, just really good strategy. We obviously laid back and tried to save fuel for most of the race, and we would get up there at the end of the stages and make some moves, and I see Boss Man coming up here. But just thankful for great power under the hood, all of our partners, Chevrolet, everybody that allows us to do this. And I'm just a kid from racing on computers and winning the Daytona 500. I can't believe it. I wish my dad was here. He's sick, but this is for him, man. We've been through so much, and we sat up in the grandstands together and watched the race. This is so freaking cool.
The win was the 11th of Byron's career. This was also his second win at the Daytona International Speedway. His first Daytona win was also his first career win overall, which he did in the fall race in 2020. That win also got him into the playoffs as well, and it was the final win for former crew chief Chad Knaus, also, who is now in the Hall of Fame. Here's team owner Rick Hendrick talking about Byron's win and more, also courtesy of Fox.
I'm telling you, you couldn't write the script any better. 24-24, and it's when we think about coming down here the first time, we didn't think we should be here. Felt so out of place, and to win this on our 40th to the day, it's just in time the record now. So that's awesome.
Here's Hendrick Motorsports Vice Chairman Jeff Gordon talking about what it's like to see the 24 back in Victory Lane at the Daytona 500 and more, also courtesy of Fox.
It's so cool. I mean, what this is going to do for this team, for Exalta and all of our partners, and William Byron. I mean, he was already a superstar. He just went to another level being a superstar. I wasn't driving the car, but I feel like I was making every lap with him out there. It's just crazy to watch these guys do what they do and do it so well. And to watch them from this side of it, it makes me so happy, so proud. And we're going to celebrate. This is an amazing win. Huge win. Daytona 500!
Before the final restart happened, Chastain was at the front of the pack on lap 192 when a bump from Alex Bowman got Bowman's Hendrick Motorsports teammate William Byron out of control and sent Byron into the right rear of Brad Keselowski's Ford. Keselowski then turned up the track into Joey Logano's Ford. Logano had led a race-high 45 laps at the time of the accident. Defending series champion Ryan Blaney was one of the 23 cars that were involved in the accident, which is known as the Big One. The accident not only took out Blaney, Logano, and Keselowski, it also took out Tyler Reddick, defending race winner Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daniel Suarez, and Todd Gilliland. As a result, NASCAR ended up red flagging the race for 15 minutes and 27 seconds in order to clean up the mess. Here's Logano talking about the accident and more. Speedway racing again, Logano said. It's a lot of fun until this happens. It was pretty interesting, with a lot of pushing and shoving there at the end. Our car was able to take it. Our Mustang was so fast, it could lead a line really well. I kind of thought I had the cars I wanted around me. I had at least one I wanted around me, but just couldn't make it work. It didn't take long before the first accident of the race happened just before the 5th lap finished. 8 cars were involved when contact from Keselowski's Ford in a tight group on the outside moved John Hunter Nemechek's Toyota into the center lane and into the side of Harrison Burton's Ford. Burton wound up sliding in the infield part of the track, and he collected rookie Carson Hocevar in his Chevrolet. Burton's Mustang then shot up the track and slammed into the Ford of Kaz Grala and the Chevrolet of Austin Dillon. Behind Dillon, Hocevar then ended up in the way of 7-time Cup champion and Hall of Famer Jimmy Johnson, who couldn't avoid contact with Hocevar. The crash knocked out Burton, Hocevar, and Grala of the race. Dillon took his 3 car to the garage for a lot of repairs, and Johnson lost 2 laps on pit road as his Legacy Motor Club team was working on fixing his Camry. Here's Burton talking about the accident and more after being released from the infield care center. I don't remember exactly who it was on my outside, Burton said. It just looked like they either got a bad push or got loose and just hit me in the right side and sent me across. Here's more from Burton. The grass was so wet that once I got in the grass, I thought it'd be okay, but the car just kept going and going, so really sad that our day is over as quick as it was, he said. We had a really fast Ford. It's just a bummer. There's nothing we can do but just move on and try to win next week. The 500 had 41 lead changes by 20 drivers. Christopher Bell finished 3rd, Corey LaJoie 4th, Bubba Wallace 5th, and A.J. Allmendinger 6th. Chastain finished 21st after he didn't have enough space on the final lap when he dove to the inside of Cindric and finished 1 position ahead of Cindric. 7-time Cup champion Jimmy Johnson finished 28th after he was involved in the first caution of the race on lap 6. Reddick finished 29th after he won the first Blue-Green Vacations dual race. Defending Cup champion Blaney finished 30th after he was involved in a 23-car pileup. The rest of the top 10 and other notable finishers included John Hunter Nemechek 7th, Eric Jones 8th, Noah Gragson 9th, Chase Briscoe 10th, Kyle Larson 11th, Kyle Busch 12th, Chase Elliott 14th, Martin Truex Jr. 15th, Ty Gibbs 17th, Chris Buescher 18th, Denny Hamlin 19th, Josh Berry in his first race with Stewart-Haas Racing 25th, and Michael McDowell 36th, respectively. Here's Mike Joy, Kevin Harvick, and Clint Bowyer talking about the Daytona 500 and more, also courtesy of Fox.
Well, this Daytona 500 came down to 2 short stories. The first 10 laps with the first crash of the day and the last 10 laps with the big one, and then the crash right at the white flag to decide it all.
Well, the last crash of the day definitely decided it all because that's when the caution came out right after they took the white flag. But it was Ross Chastain that led before the big one, and it was Ross Chastain that was trying to take back the lead coming to the white flag at the start-finish line, wound up getting spun out, and William Byron won the race.
What a show. Those last 10 laps, you see Logano going for it. Him and Keselowski were throwing haymakers. Who was going to get to that, trying to pounce on Chastain for the lead. He was throwing the big blocks. All of a sudden at the end, William Byron, a big block on Chastain. Boy, he shot that gap, went for it. That's what you want for the Great American Race.
Never
Daytona
lifted.
500.
He never lifted.
Went for it.
Well, your first Daytona 500 from this point of view. What do you think?
It was intense. When we took the green flag, the hair stood up on my arms, and when they took the checkered flag, my heart was beating like I was driving the car. So it was exciting. I appreciate both of you guys and all of your help getting through this. It's been a great experience, and I can't wait for more.
Congratulations to William Byron on winning the Daytona 500. What an incredible win it was for him and Hendrick Motorsports, especially. Pretty cool that they ended up doing it 40 years after the first race they ran, like for Hendrick Motorsports. And obviously that race was run by Jeff Bodine. And if Bodine didn't win the race at Martinsville later that year, especially, the team would not have been running, especially since as many times Hendrick has said that himself, Rick Hendrick. So definitely a cool win to be able to do that. And obviously it's been a while for, the Hendrick Motorsports since they won at Daytona, especially since it was 2014 especially. But definitely it's been a while since the 24 one. The last time they won there at Daytona in the 500 specifically was Jeff Gordon in 2005. And that was the third and final win for Gordon in the 500 specifically, where he had the DuPont and incredible paint scheme there as well. So with the flames. So that was pretty cool there as well. And you could tell how excited Jeff was afterwards and how pumped he was, because it's pretty cool to see the 24 in victory lane. Even though I'm not a William Byron fan, even though I am Hendrick Motorsports fan, it's still pretty cool to see the 24 victory lane, especially in the 500. Been a long time coming, especially William Byron's been on a great run lately, especially having won 6 races last year in 2023, make it to the championship 4 and finishing 3rd in points, getting close to that championship. And I expect Byron to continue to have the great run, especially a great start to the year now, winning the Daytona 500 and all that. And I expect it to be a big factor in winning the championship, especially he arguably the top driver now at Hendrick, along with Kyle Larson. And obviously Chase Elliott is going to bounce back. But Alex Bowman was so close to winning this race also. It looked like he had him at the end, but obviously at the moment of caution, NASCAR determined Byron was the winner. But still, it was pretty cool. Nonetheless, I wouldn't have minded either one winning, but still, it was cool to see Byron win the 500, especially a big win for him. And definitely, he's going to obviously be a big factor, like I said, to win the championship. And I wouldn't be surprised if he wins one at some point either. So, at some point there. So, that'll be awesome there too. But yeah, what a race, especially to be able to see like a lot of side-by-side action and the drivers try to form a third lane and all that. I'm just happy when they don't do the single file and all that. And obviously, it was a very calm race for the most part, except for like the early portion and towards the end. But obviously, with the Daytona 500, you always got to expect the big ones. So that happened later in the race there. But still, like what a race there. Especially, it was fun the event itself. Especially, it was cool to finally see Kevin Harvick in the booth like for the official race. Obviously, he already did the Clash and all that. To do it in the 500. Obviously, he provides good insight in the booth and all that, like I said before. And I was happy to see him there with Clint Boyer and Mike Joy. They provide great analysis, and I'm excited to see that partnership go forward and all that. And, obviously, it's going to be great and all that. I'm excited for that. But still, that was pretty cool to see that. And especially also to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson there as well, since he gave the command to start engines there especially. So that was pretty cool there also. And obviously, he was on the podium with Chris Myers as well, with Kevin Harvick, and Clint Boyer and J.B. Murray as well before that, the day before. On Sunday, since the race was delayed because of the rain, it rained out and all that. But also, it's cool to see Jeff Gordon there as well on the podium. And it's always nice to see Jeff Gordon interact with the Fox guys, especially seems like he has a good relationship with Chris Myers and J.B. McMurray and Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick there as well. So that was pretty awesome there, especially. So it's always good to see Jeff, all them Fox guys as well with them. So that was pretty cool there as well. Since he was at Fox at the time he left to become the vice chairman of Hendrick Motorsports, and he did return to the booth for a race in 2022 at Atlanta. But it was weird to see Kevin on the podium and not on the track, since I never saw a season without him not being on the track since I started watching in 2004. And it was the first time since 2001 that he wasn't in the Daytona 500, which was obviously the race that Dale Earnhardt lost his life in. And Harvick was the one that replaced him the weekend after at Rockingham. But it was still cool to see him in the booth and all that, and I'm excited to see him continue to do that. But definitely another year where you don't see a champion win the race and all that. But it's always good to see a new winner, like I said before. But again, another year with Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, and Martin Truex Jr. don't win the 500. And eventually time is running out for those guys to win it. But it just tells you how hard it is to win the Daytona 500 because of the fact that it involves a lot of luck and all that. The other tracks involve more like driver skill, but this involves more like luck, especially being a super speedway and all that. You just got to be at the right place at the right time. And unfortunately, those guys haven't still been able to win, especially how close it was. It was unfortunate when Keselowski was involved in that late wreck. But still, like, eventually one of these guys is going to win it. And I have a feeling they will, one of them, but it's not going to be easy, especially with rumors that Martin Truex Jr. might be retiring, but who knows there. So he may not have many more chances. None of these guys do. There's no guarantee they'll win the Daytona 500. Doesn't matter how successful you've been in the sport. So it's just unfortunate that they still haven't won it, but I'm hopeful that one of them will eventually win it. So we'll see how that plays out. But still, like I said, what a great race and all that. It's just a pretty cool event, and how packed it was. Even though a lot of fans still went to the race Monday as well, even after, despite the fact that it was delayed. But it was still pretty cool, like accomplishment for Rick Hendrick at Hendrick Motorsports to be able to do this. Exactly 40 years since their first race, like I said. And that was just incredible accomplishment there, especially because, like I said, Jeff Bodine was the big deal to keep it going and all that. And, that was just the big deal to keep it, like I said. If it wasn't for that, they would have shut down and all that. So, like I said, it's just a great moment for Hendrick to be able to win that, especially 40 years and to celebrate their 40th anniversary as well. And all that incredible stuff there as well. And how much the quiz that was exactly the same day since they ran the first time. So that was pretty awesome there as well. But yeah, definitely, like I said, congratulations again to Byron, and a well-deserved win there in the 500 as well. So that was pretty awesome there. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like. And if you are brand new, subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.